welcome back to my channel. So today we're here with the Santa Rosa First Peoples community, and we are joined by the Chief Hernandez, Mr. Richardo Bharat Hernandez, that is. And so he's just going to tell us a little bit about the community and just the history behind the culture. So yeah guys, let's get right into the video.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share a little bit about our community, which is known today as the Santa Rosa First Peoples community, previously called the Carib community. But of course that was a wrong term. It's a term given by the colonizers, and there are so many negatives to the word Carib that we opted in more recent times to be called the Santa Rosa First Peoples. Now when you say First Peoples, you're really talking about the Aboriginal people or the native peoples of Trinidad, which would include the Carinia, who we call the Caribs, the Locono, who we call the Arawaks, the Nikuyos, which is another nation of the First Peoples, the Chinese, the Shaguanis, the Tamanapogotos, the Waraus, and all these are just but some names of the different indigenous groups that inhabited Trinidad. Of course, they would have come from the mainland of South America mainly, the Venezuela and the Guyanas and so on. And they inhabited Trinidad for as long as we can think about, many hundreds of years.
So what is like, what the celebrations is like, what you...
Well, it takes the form of a church service. The statue of Santa Rosa is decorated in a canopy that is built by the indigenous peoples and decorated. And after the Mass or the Catholic service, it is paraded through the streets of Arima. And after the religious part is finished, then the festivities would start. In the park west of the Catholic Church, if you know where that is in Santa Rosa here, there's where the festivities take place. Now in the earlier days, you had a more indigenous festival, in that indigenous dances, indigenous games, indigenous foods, and all that kind of thing. So you would find
there. What types of indigenous foods?
With the passage of times, traditions and events would change. And because of the many different influences we have in the country today, different ethnic influences and so, you would find a more mix of the celebration rather than a pure indigenous. But there are still indigenous elements.
Food, yes.
So that cassava bread is a major staple of the indigenous people. And not cassava bread as a loaf of bread, but a flat wafer that is made out of the cassava. And to eat that, you have something that is called katara, or the pepper pot.
Right.
That is, the cassava juice is boiled and is flavored with pepper and different types of meat and so on. Wild meat is the meat of the indigenous people. Today, again, because of modernity and the times we live in, you would find during that period there is a closed season for hunting.
Right.
So that you wouldn't find wild meat, because it's against the law. This is one of the things we have to lobby for to be corrected, because it is impinging on the rights and freedom of the indigenous peoples. But that time will come.
After spending some time learning about the history and culture of the First Peoples, we were then invited inside to see what the Museum of the First Peoples looked like. You can take a further look at what some of the traditional artifacts looks like at this museum.
What we are accustomed seeing it's not like this. It's more. I can understand that. It's straight properly. This is cocoa, coffee, and so on.
Which one is it? Cocoa?
This is cocoa.
Cocoa.
After so that now we're going to clean it and parch it to make the chocolate and so on. And then this is some coffee beans. And lots more, but.
And what you dry these to plant it?
We take it for taking out the plant.
Okay.
This is actually the processing of the cassava.
you so much for giving us a brief history of what the culture is like of the First Peoples, and you know, just for the younger generation who may not know that you all even existed. It's a great way in which we could expose the culture, and we just want to thank you for that. So guys, that's it for my video here in Marima with the First Peoples. The chief himself who would have given us exclusive footage of how the culture operates. And of course, I just want to tell you guys, tune into my channel for more videos. So me coming up soon, and I will see you guys later.